Hello, everybody, and welcome to Horizon Forbidden West. Last time we just had a.
Okay.
We built the embassy. We rescued.
No.
What was the guy that we rescued that totally went back to his family, his cousin?
Oh,
Vashav or something?
No, Wadis.
No, not that guy.
Oh,
the guy that's
yeah, Vashav.
Yeah, Vashav. That's right. Yeah, we rescued him.
He totally survived that ordeal.
Yeah, it was great. You know, it was great. We can't do that yet. It's blocked. Steven is going to. He has a plan for today's episode.
Yeah. So, there's a tall neck. Have you ever played any of these games, or actually like any type of? What are some of the games that do this?
Horizon Zero Dawn does it.
Yeah, no, like Assassin's Creed with the towers, Far Cry. Anyway, this is basically like reveal the territory. You can see what else is around you. So anytime these are close, it's like do them because it's super nice to be able to see what everything is. So I'm going to head there. On the way there is this other Cursed Salvage Unlimited. That was one of the guys we talked to. I don't know if I kept it in. I think it was just kind of like we're going to go and do salvage. It was like, here's quests. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So.
And then, we're doing main story mission, aren't we?
Yeah, we're not talking about that yet. No, I just.
Oh, we're not. Okay,
no, I just forgot it. So after that, after the tall neck, the plan is to basically head down and then continue the Death's Door quest, which is basically we got the coordinates from the Spire that shot off the signal. I'm assuming transferring Hades to Silence or something. We don't really know.
Silence put Hades on a USB and
had it emailed to himself.
Yeah.
Well, USB had it mailed to himself. I don't know. We're going to go there, though.
So, Care of Salvage quest is a lot about, like, okay, go here and kill this Ravager and get the circular blah, blah, blah. And then you get some stuff. And then, like, I did it, and I would...
Probably safe.
Yeah. I would recommend doing it. Maybe not show... depending on if it's interesting or not, you can keep it in. But they'll kind of tell you, but you're building like a bigger piece of armor, kind of, or a better piece of armor. It's like a little competition. You can glide, you know that, right?
Oh, I forgot about that. I honestly did, because, you can't in the other game. Oh, crap. I don't know how to
glide.
do it. I don't know how to do
it. Hold square. Okay. Quick, so before you hit the ground. Oh, should have glided. I mean, that's kind of why...
Yay!
Yeah, it's the first time you've glided.
She jumps off of a cliff. Hi, it worked! So she's the same... Okay, so if you've played the first one, I think we've done it before. I'll read that, and then we'll recap after I get done ranting. Not ranting, but whatever. Like, she'll run off the edge of the rappel points, and just, like, jump off and then throw it. One, it reminds me of... It reminds me of the Uncharted game. It was like 4, I think. You have a grappling hook or something, and it just attaches to whatever's closest, so he can be turned around. He'll just throw it behind his back.
Yeah,
and,
that was pretty fun.
That's hilarious. Anyway.
That was funny.
That's beside the point. Or not really. It was. She jumps off and does a thing. Does the same thing here. Jumps off and then like, oh good, the gliding thing worked. I'm like, you could have died. Like that would have, even that jump probably would have at least sprained her ankle. She's also good at doing the whole like not taking damage, kind of how Link does it. Anyway, let's see what this is, and then we can recap if it's anything remotely interesting. So yeah, that scroll basically was talking about, I guess they were trying, this Osram group, or some Osram group was trying to, there's another scroll. Maybe we'll do that. Trying to get a trade route with the Utara, which is one of the tribes, and basically they're starving due to the Blight. They didn't want to have anything to do with outsiders. They don't like them because of the Karja whole Red Raid thing. And they treat everything that's alive, especially their hops, which is a crop, like very sacred, so they wouldn't hand it over. Anyway, a bunch of little things here and there. Yeah, talking to you. I've not talked to you before. Okay. I've talked to you before.
If it isn't the savior of Meridian and of my very own operation. Laren, say hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
You know, if it weren't for this one, I probably wouldn't be standing here right now. Nasty business, what the Tenakth did back at the embassy. But everyone in Barren Light is thankful you drove them off.
So this is your salvage operation?
You won't find a better place to trade machine parts in the West. And soon we'll be trading in more than just that. For too long, the West has been, well, forbidden. Dangerous. But what if I told you we could make an armor so tough, so infallible, that you'd never have to worry about survival out here again?
I'd be curious to take a look at it.
Of course you would. And that's why I've asked my most talented salvagers to find what they need to make that armor. Each of them will present their work to me. The best protection will go on sale to hunters, just like you.
Lucky me.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some business to attend to back in Chainscrape. Larend can take care of you while I'm gone. Can't wait to see what you come up with, my boy.
Leave it to me. It'll blow all the others out of the forge.
You have got to help me.
What are you talking about?
The armor. I made a dozen versions of it, but none of them were good enough. And there are other crews further west. If they make better armor than mine, I can kiss that keg full of shards goodbye.
So you get a prize if Karif picks your armor?
A big one. And I finally have the perfect design. I just need the right parts, and fast. So maybe you'd be willing to pick up a contract and get them for me?
What would I be looking for?
Shell walker containers. Their plating's made to withstand a lot of damage. It'll make the perfect armor. I know it.
I think I can handle that.
Ah, thank the forge. All right. We scouted out a herd near here. Here's the contract. It'll tell you everything you need to know. You take the machines down. My people will pick up the containers.
I'll give this a closer look later. Thanks.
Counting on you, Aloy.
So yeah, and we can talk to him again, I think, because he's got like, oh, I need to make glove things. So you need to go here and kill this. So he's gonna have a bunch of like different contracts. They all will. There's like 4 or 5 of them, I think.
Is it best? Can you get them all at the same time? And
No,
Is it, okay.
no.
So do one at a time.
Oh, well, I mean, you probably could, but they're spread over the whole
Yeah.
place. So
Okay, so we have that contract
before going on the
getting
hunt.
shell walker containers. That is funny. He was like, well, we scouted out a herd near here. That's like 4 miles away. I mean, it's not, I don't know how 4 miles, but it's quite a ways away. There was a whatever. Okay, that one. Well, I don't want to. I want to go. I wish I had 2 markers. Like, I want to do that just because it's a campfire and then head that way. But whatever. We'll do this campfire because I marked it.
what I would like to do is if we could prioritize the like main thing that we're going to do in the episode, so that we get that done in the hour. And then if we're like, oh hey, but there's also a tall neck we wanted to do, and there's also this we wanted to do, we could do that later. That way, otherwise we're like, yeah, we're gonna do this main mission thing, but we do like, oh, there's a campfire here, we're gonna do this small contract, and we don't do it that episode. Then it's kind of like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I would explore that, but if we're going to try to actually, like Jonathan, and I agree, I'm going to try to stick to where I was going. Did I get the fire? I did get the fire. Okay, now we're going to the tall neck.
Again, the ruins, they're just like, oh, I found a relic, and the relic gives you, like, some of the stuff is cool because it actually gives you skill points, but there's like ornaments that you can collect that, in my opinion, are totally worthless.
Is that like ornaments? You mean just like things you could wear or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
Later on in the game, there's like a thing that you get that can kind of change the environment in this certain area.
I remember seeing.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, now it's Christmassy. Now it's St. Patrick's Day. And like,
Yeah.
seriously, I did all that, and this is all I get?
It would be kind of, which it really wouldn't make sense for all you're doing is changing the lights or whatever it is. So it wouldn't really make sense, but it would be kind of cool if you would change it to like a Christmas thing, and then they like, oh, something else we found. There's this little thing that opened up, and it's like a little mini game that was only available for that. It'd be just kind of a cool little thing.
I mean, it stinks because in the first one, I remember doing the relic stuff, and it wasn't, they were good rewards. It wasn't like a, oh, hey, here's a little tiny thing that you get.
And took that in the face. Let's see if I can find where this arrow went in. No. Okay, apparently the arrows just disappear when they die. I don't know. Almost certain that I hit that sheep sheep? No, bighorn sheep? Whatever. In the face, and it just like...
Tall neck.
Took it. Just
If
like,
I
no,
override
I'm
it,
fine.
I can get data on the surrounding area.
There's the tall neck. They look so cool, man.
I do very much like how... So if you hit him in the head... Okay, that is more damage. Okay. I like how the fox was literally staring at me, and I'm just like, okay, if you hit the fox in the head...
Well, he was a red fox. You have red hair. The red fox assumed, hey, she's not going to hurt me.
Right. Because, you know...
And there's that's a sky drifter. They are a new machine.
16.
They can scan things with their little green beam.
Looks like a satellite dish. If I can climb it, I should be
No,
able to
that's a
reach that
sky
tunnel easily
drifter,
enough.
Aloy. No.
You just scan the entire time. That's fine with me.
And he ran away. Or he got away.
Didn't see me,
Crouch,
though.
crouch, 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 crouch,
I
crouch.
thought I was.
What was that? Is he calling for... Oh, is he going to scan? Yep, now he knows you're there.
As feeds its young. You're weak to frost, so let's actually see if this will do anything.
Just don't move. You moved. Hit him again, hit him again.
Not
Nice.
doing a
Okay,
lot.
now he's whatevered.
Look out! Well, it did... Well,
Did a okay amount of damage. Bo's doing a lot of damage now because he's brittle.
Okay, that'll work. Okay, time to take down another machine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, to take down a tall neck, you need like massive amounts of equipment to pull it down. There's not really an efficient way of doing that. You are facing away from it.
You actually do take down a tall neck in this. Pretty interesting.
Generator power terminal connected to satellite dish inactive.
I only use
the
this.
satellite dish is inactive now. Of course it's
I only use that melee against human
Yeah.
enemies.
So let's see what happened over here. Thought I saw something. Oh, that's his track. Okay. Eye to the heavens. Exhibits. The Western Grand Array proudly presents the Eyes to the Heavens exhibit, where visitors are invited to explore the history of radio astronomy and learn what it's like to see through the eyes of our state-of-the-art telescope in this all-new panoramic hall experience. Okay. I'll just kind of
Yeah, see, that's just
that's
what
kinda,
this was.
Yeah, that's kind of just like a little, this, well, not really an advertisement, more of a informational thing about this thing with the telescope, or not telescope. I guess it's a telescope, so maybe a, whatchamacallit, radio telescope? I don't know if that's a thing. Well, actually, I know I don't know if it's called a telescope, but there are certain things where, like, let's see what kind of signals are out in space, and just, look.
Yeah.
I might be able to make it from the tall neck. Wait, what?
Yeah.
It's like jumps and, like, kind of floats
The
there.
game like forces it, yeah, and she like flies over to the.
This thing can rotate. I can
Okay.
figure out a way to turn the power back on. I might be able to move things around and find a way up.
Okay.
Climb up the dish.
No, it didn't.
Look at this. Like, how in the world could you do that? That's impossible. Like,
Yeah, I
that's
think
not
you could, but you'd have to have to be
realistic.
super. Don't jump. I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
man.
Well, I actually might be stuck. Aloy, what did you do?
What in the world? Hey, there we go.
Oh gosh. Okay. Like she jumped
Should get that generator
just like
below the dish.
below the thing. Grabs this ancient piece of technology and just steps off a 12-foot drop. So
I was just thinking, like, it makes sense for Aloy because she has a focus. But anybody else in this world, would they know what a battery looks like? Or, like, that had a battery symbol. So,
Yeah.
oh, this is where the battery goes. I wonder if anybody in this world would know and be like, I have no idea what that
Yeah.
means or anything.
Well, they wouldn't even see the hologram.
Oh, that is
Right.
true, yeah, because they need a focus.
Are you just turn? Okay, let's say. Are you? Find a way to untangle the dish's cable. Can I shoot that, probably?
Probably.
Need to remember to hold it. Like, I'm just so not used to doing that. Yeah,
So
they're really
what was-
looking straight out into space. Like, just, you know, not at an angle, just
Yeah.
straight out.
I know this is a video game, but what was the point of those cables if it was gonna keep it from
My guess
know?
is my guess is they fell off and then like got tangled.
maybe?
But yeah,
I should be able to get to that tall neck now. Just
Where-
gotta find the
Oh,
right
God.
spot.
Don't
Okay,
fall! Don't fall! We'll have to do all this over again. The dish goes back to normal and everything. No, I'm just kidding.
Just gotta time it.
I like how she's talking about how
Yeah.
she's gonna do it as I'm like in the
Just
middle
gonna
of it.
have to time this
Just
right.
need to make sure our timing perfect, you know? Okay. It's all angry at her, like, "Arrgh." I'm like, what?
Tall necks send that data to other machines.
So I can do the rappel thing down. I don't have to do my.
Yep.
So that's what she does. She just jumps off, turns around, and then just throws, and knows that she's Aloy, and it will land exactly where it needs to.
Or, you know what would be cool? That maybe this could work if your grapple hook had a very, very strong magnet, and the place where you would grapple to was magnet. You jump off, throw it up, it would get pulled to it.
Yeah.
That would be kind of interesting.
I mean,
if that's even possible.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so it reveals, or at least it sort of reveals, so the fog of war is still there, or fog of undiscovered places. But we can kind of see some of the information that the tall neck gave us. Other place. Yeah, so next step is to go here. I'll try to more or less beeline there. So yeah, there's a...
You could try to
unknown
see if you could
settlement.
call your mount. That way you can get there a lot faster.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Come here. You crossed you crossed me. I don't know. I was trying to think of
How
say,
dare you walk
Yeah.
in front of my mount?
How dare you cross me, like my path? Because you sort of did. Yeah, no one crosses Aloy and lives. What was the joke? It's a Chuck Norris joke, and it's like there was a joke. There was a street named Chuck Norris, but no one crosses Chuck Norris and lives, so they had to rename it. Yeah, all the little like tentacle things coming out of the ground and whatnot. I believe those are like the remnants of a look out. No.
Yeah.
I believe those are remnants of a. Oh, I didn't work. A Horus or a metal devil is what they called it. Where am I going?
Looks like the coordinates Silence gave me match that wreckage.
Oh, okay.
Did he install Hades on another Titan?
Oh, of
Oh,
course
they're
not.
called Titans, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I know the Horus things were the. I just remember that name. Well, one, I remember that name from the very, very first animated. Was it Disney? I believe. The what was the movie? 101 Dalmatians. Wasn't the fat guy named Horus?
I do not remember.
There's Horus and something. I need to go up. How do I go up? Okay, that's fine. Pretty sky.
Look at all those stars.
Yeah,
That's
it's actually
cool.
like if you ever gone camping, well, I don't know, that depends on where you're looking, but if you ever gone camping in an area that's like really far out from just like cities, it looks like that on a good
Yes.
portion. Again, it
It's
depends on
so
where
cool.
depends on where you look because if you're looking toward the center of the Milky Way, it'll be a lot more cluster
Yeah,
of
in
stars.
college I went to Snowmass Village, Colorado, and that's a very like high up in the mountains ski resort place. And it was like that. Like we could go out at, super early in the morning or super late at night, and man, it was so cool because you could see so
inside.
many stars.
Refresh it. This is it.
Oh, here we go.
Location of the coordinates I scanned from the Spire. A workshop underneath a dead Horus Titan. Just the
Okay,
kind
Horus,
of place
yeah, it's a
Silence
Horus
would
Titan,
slink away
okay.
to. But what was he doing here? That
Hey,
device is
Silence, I made
blinking.
it.
I guess Silence wants me to check it out.
So, I was just thinking of commenting on the examine the device that. Okay, she was.
There-
It was like deep water.
Also,
Kendall weed oil. I was like, that is a long name for something.
There are, I think, like journals from Silence around here, so those would be cool to scan and decide whether or not you want to keep them in at some point.
Maybe those, or some signal. Unidentified signal. There's a tall neck under there. No.
Yeah, underground.
Okay, let's activate this device or activate the console and see what it does.
Aloy, consider this message a beacon to help guide you out of the fog of ignorance. Using explosives, I've detached the processing orb from the Titan overhead, a perfect cage for our mutual friend, Hades, in order to render it cooperative. Tell her what we discussed about the mysterious signal that gave you life. Signal from me. Signal was received for 7.22 years and ceased. Cannot compromise. Gaia reboot. But entities will still fail. Back to that, are you? Perhaps you need a reminder that you have failed. So you see, Aloy, Gaia can be safely rebooted. As for where to find a backup, well, you'll need to trot along after me to find out.
He thinks he's got it all figured out. Bastard. And I guess there's only one way to find out where he moved the orb. Might be worth looking around more first.
Poor Hades. So cramped in there. No room to think. You can't even speak. Now the processing orb of a Titan, on the other hand, well, you're used to that. But once I load you on that, you'll be so much more comfortable. Until interrogations begin anyway.
It's some kind of log. Most of it's redacted. It looks like Silence put a lot of work into forcing Hades to talk.
Despite my concern about missing couplings, it was relatively simple to install Hades on the detached processing orb. The subject appeared to be fully conscious and completely helpless. Even so, it will never deluge its contents willingly. Ergo, it's time for some experimentation. Day 2, my initial attempts at coercion have failed, but patience is in order. It's self-aware, so it can suffer. All it takes is the correct stimulus at a sufficient intensity. He's not wrong necessarily. That's kind of horrible to think about, but yeah. Day 5, success. The irony is delicious. Various forms of data produce discomfort in the subject, but none more than the natural imagery, holographic representation of plants, animals, which makes sense actually to the nature of Hades, the way they programmed it. And animals work best. The more vivid, the better. The effect appears to be excruciating. One loop is in particular rabbit hopping through a field of flowers produces paroxysms.
Paroxysms?
Yeah, paroxysms of agony.
think.
I'm not sure what that means. Very soon, I believe the subject will become compliant. Yeah, so little history on Hades, if you don't know. That was one of the sub-routines, I think that's what they called them.
Yeah.
That would take care of a specific task if it was activated. And his, which you'd think, like, why would it find plants and animals horrific and whatever? Its purpose was if Gaia in re-terraforming the Earth and planet like failed and made like this horrific. There's a term for like a horrific thing. Anyway, but like something that was just doesn't work and it's terrible, to basically kill everything off so they could start over. And so it's like its purpose is to eliminate everything. So life, everything. Like, I guess not the Earth, but yeah, it blows the Earth up and you're like, well, it did do what it was told, just in a manner we didn't think was, anyway. So yeah, that's why that's the case. Day 6, I've extracted some fascinating technical specs on Gaia's data structure, specifically how her heuristic matrix interweaves with her subroutine functions. Yet the more I learned about the system's intended workings, and especially Hades' relatively simple role as an extinction failsafe, the more I wonder about the signal that corrupted it. What could have possibly transformed a low-level machine intelligence into a fully functioning super entity capable of strategic planning, deceit, and even genocide? Yeah, that's not a bad... That's actually something I had been wondering, is where did this signal come from? Because it was kind of like... wasn't alluded to, but they just kind of mentioned it in the first game. And then that's how he came alive. And you're like, okay, because you're getting a whole bunch of lore at that particular time anyway. For some of the previous unknown Pharaoh software, perhaps, or from, but I don't see how such technology could be sufficiently advanced unless further technical discoveries were made after the destruction of the biosphere. Perhaps by survivors in Elysium, which is something. I'm not sure what that is. I feel like I know that name, but anyway, it all seems far-fetched. Back to the source then. Eventually Hades will tell me what I want to know. Day 7, it appears that my coercion efforts come at a significant cost. Hades' digital convulsions produce waves of feedback that corrupt its data structure, and the effect is accelerating. The interrogation is quite literally degrading its mind, piece by piece. By the time it's done, there will be little left. No matter, the data I've extracted and will continue to extract is worth any price. As long as I can access it all before the subject becomes the electronic equivalent of a hollowed-out skull. Ugh. Day 10. Finally, the revelation I've been seeking has revealed itself, astonishing and terrifying, even to me. With it, the seeds of a plan have formed within my mind. The next few months will test my capabilities more than any previous challenge. I have to stretch my intellect, reach higher, and dig deeper than ever before. Yes, I'm confident it can be accomplished, with a little help, of course. Day 12. My work here is done. I've learned all I can. Hades deserves no pity, but it is indeed in a pitiful state. It's time to relocate it to a more impressive position for its data with density, or for its date with destiny, not density. I was like, that makes no sense. I need to read that again. Aloy still hasn't returned to Meridian nor learned of my ruse, but she will. It's only a matter of time, and then the pieces will begin to fall into place. So he's apparently factored in us finding out and following him.
Yeah.
So, yes, that'll be an interesting thing. I'm going to do a quick little workbench thing just to see what I can and cannot upgrade. Okay, just did some kind of upgraded my bow. Where am I going now?
Follow the orb's trail, so yeah, scan and...
Maybe
It's honestly
that?
probably that.
Yeah. Like trail, I mean, I guess he may have dragged
Yeah,
it.
he
So, that.
I'm curious unless he can override machines, which maybe I guess he can.
Yeah.
How did he pull the orb?
He didn't teach us how, but he did ride one in when he saved us in the first game. So
Yeah.
I believe he knows how to do
Well,
that.
and we know... Well, yeah. Yeah.
So here I am, following along after Silence like a fool. After he tricked me by rigging his lance to steal Hades. A crazy AI that wants to kill everything. He couldn't just let me do the same thing and destroy it? And now I'm gonna have to put up with more of his self-righteous bull.
I don't remember why in the first one did we have to use his spear to defeat Hades.
I don't remember, yeah. That's actually a scrapper, not a scrounger. Wow.
I mean, maybe he was, just made up some techno-babble reason, and Aloy was like,
We have to
okay.
disable the plasma coil resonator. Like, of course, yeah. The thing that I know what that is about.
To carve up any salvage. Silence must be pretty confident he's found a backup of Gaia, but how? Every place I've checked, every lead, they've all been dead ends. All backups purged. So what did Hades tell him?
Maybe Silence made a backup of Gaia before he... No, I'm just kidding. Like, Silence is has a lot crazy foresight. He's like, I'm gonna find this crazy... Oh, yeah, that's one of those. I'm gonna find this super advanced
Metal
AI
flower
and
that
make
I
a
can't
backup
do
of
anything
it.
with.
A merchant. Didn't expect to see anyone else out here.
Oh there!
Be handy to
What's
resupply.
Lenora doing this far west?
What's a merchant doing out here?
I can get you stocked up for the wild if you need.
It is funny. I think one of our friends was playing this game, pointed this out, but there'll just be like a trader in kind of the middle of nowhere, kind of like this guy, and you're like, okay, I'm a hunter. I know what I'm doing, and I can survive against machines. What are you doing out here?
Now, it would make sense if he was like a scrounger and a merchant.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm out here to get some more machine parts to sell or something. But they're just like out here selling weapons. Like,
Forge
who is
fire.
buying weapons?
Yeah. Slice, shred, Gotland. Okay, I don't have that one. But Frost. Okay, all of them have acid and then another one. I'm like, I don't need 4 bows that shoot acid arrows.
You have that for a little bit, and then you're
It's just
finally
funny. Like, it's just funny. I'm
Yeah.
like, this one shoots frost and acid. This one shoots regular arrows and acid arrows.
acid.
This one shoots fire arrows and acid arrows. Like, okay, I don't need all.
you can sprint, by the way.
Can I get a discount for buying? Like, I don't need 4 bows that shoot. You know, it's like no. It's a feature. Like, I don't need that 4 times. Just need it once.
Let's see where this goes. I guess Silence used that machine to haul his prize.
Oh yeah, so he did use that machine. What is that?
I have no
That's
idea.
a huge. Oh, it's a.
Looks like a trike.
Yeah, have we seen? I don't think you've seen those yet.
No.
And there's the
That
orb,
must be the
I
orb
think.
Silence stuck
Yeah.
Hades in. And that
Hades,
door
you still in there, buddy?
looks like a Pharaoh facility. Or a Zero Dawn.
I could have sold. I grabbed a little random ancient wreath. I could have sold
Scan it.
stuff to my to that merchant. Can I do anything? Quantum module with rewired cabling. Okay.
Go to the front of it.
Oh, okay.
Hades, you still in there?
Oh, that's right.
Destroy Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Wait, what? It's Zurg.
We're in the Matrix now. Not sure how this even works, but like, how in the world are we in this reality
Yeah, that doesn't
with
make any sense.
Hades?
But
Is this purgatory?
notice the world around him is all dead.
that you?
This is what he
Yeah.
wants to create.
Threat detected.
You don't look so good.
Are the AI come to destroy me?
Yes. Permanently this time. Even like this, you're a threat to Gaia. Once I resurrect her.
So you have not yet secured Gaia back up. Then Gaia is dead. Earth and you, despite malfunctions, I have won.
And I'll just go through these and then go.
I
from
love
there.
the voice of Hades. It's like
Yeah,
so cool.
I feel like it's slightly different than the first game. I mean, it's still very. It's less metallic, I guess.
Yeah, it
But it's
is.
fine. I'm not saying it's bad.
Silence asked you where to find a backup of Gaia.
Data error. Structures disintegrated.
Right. Because that would have been easy. What did Silence do to you, Hades? It's like you've been hollowed out.
Silence interrogated me.
And what did you tell him?
Data error. Memory structures disintegrated.
You don't remember any of it?
I remember you.
What, like me beating you at the Spire? Okay, that's not going anywhere.
I like how every time he's like disintegrate, he's like disintegrate, and it kind of like tapers off. It's like, ooh, man, you're not doing well.
Do you know where Silence went?
He departed 12.8 days ago. Perhaps he... Data error. Behavior prediction structures disintegrated.
So you don't know anything more than I do. Great. Do you know why Silence dragged you to these ruins?
Silence intended you find me here.
Obviously. But why? What was this place?
Location is spoiled. Data error. Memory structures disintegrated. My deathbed. He called it my grave.
But you... outside. When the mysterious signal transformed you, it made Gaia's other subordinate functions conscious too. You escaped when Gaia destroyed herself, but so did they. Where did they go?
Each function migrated to coordinates based on data error, memory structures disintegrated.
Bunch of crazed AIs, scattered who knows where, doing who knows what. Hephaestus kills thousands every year with the combat machines it keeps making. And you nearly ended the world. 7 more functions out there, cooking up trouble. It's not a happy thought.
You are unhappy. Good.
Anyone ever tell you you've got a great personality, Hades?
Sarcasm detected.
Yeah, didn't think so. Silence questioned you about the mysterious signal. The one that woke you, gave you consciousness. Who sent it?
Signal transmitted by masters.
And who are they?
Masters woke me to destroy earthly life.
Who would want that?
Data error, memory structures disintegrated.
Enough. It's time to finish this.
Does Aloy still think she can restore Gaia? Save life on Earth?
Yeah, Aloy does.
Then you are deluded. Extinction inevitable.
What would you know, Hades? Twice you tried to destroy life on Earth, and twice you failed. The only extinction you ever brought about is your own. And there's no tricked-out lands to save you this time.
You are incorrect. 3 times. Hades extinction.
What? You remember this?
Yes, data intact. Non-viable biospheres aborted in years 2, 5, 4, 2, 6, 1, 2, 1, 6, 8.
So? That's centuries ago. It's what you were designed to do.
Biosphere is version 5. There will be no version 6.
There won't need to be. I'm saving this one.
Master override armed. To activate, state name and rank.
Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Purging extinction protocol.
Yeah, I guess they did it that way versus her staring at a little 2x2 inch screen.
That looks
reading,
a lot better.
Reading text or something.
Yeah.
Aloy,
Well,
I see you've dealt with Hades.
Yeah. Think maybe you can stay dead this time?
It will. You can trust.
Trust?
Yes. Trust. As in, since I did what you could never do, and extracted all of Hades' priceless knowledge, you can trust that I was willing to actually let you destroy it this time.
So back to holograms instead of face-to-face? What, afraid I'd stab you or something?
There's a reason
And using the same spyware. I see, so all those times I called, you could have just answered? But I guess you just prefer to go on spying all this time.
My world stopped revolving around you months ago, Aloy. I've had work to do. Countless hours of research, as demanding and time-intensive as it has been critical to the fate of this planet.
Right, of course. You're just trying to save the world too.
That's right. The difference, of course, is that unlike you, I've produced results.
Did you find a backup of Gaia or not?
Oh, yes. I believe I did.
Where?
Voila. Why do you think I summoned you here? Behind that gene-locked hatch lie the ruins of the ancient facility where the Hades extinction protocol was perfected. A testing process that ran hundreds of trials, each of them using a backup of Gaia.
Hades told you this?
It took some convincing, but yes. So, are you ready to go get what you've been searching for the last 6 months? Or are you just going to stand there with your mouth open?
Just to confirm, Hades said that there are backups of Gaia in there.
Yes. Or were anyway. 1,000 years ago.
Backups that didn't get purged when Ted Farrow wiped every copy of Apollo.
Correct. According to Hades, this facility could not be accessed by remote signal. Not even Ted Farrow could touch the data here.
Backups. Data complete, Gaia and her subordinate functions. Everything needed to reboot the system. Restore control over the terraforming system, save life on Earth. And there.
So Hades said. So what are you waiting for?
Did Hades reveal the source of the mysterious signal? The one that woke it, tried to destroy life on Earth?
Yes, it did.
Care to share?
In due time. First things first, Aloy. Last I checked, you still had a superintelligent AI named Gaia to reboot.
Yeah. The same Gaia who had to destroy herself 20 years ago because of the signal?
It stopped being transmitted years ago. It's no longer a threat.
What if it repeats?
It won't. Even if it did, well... The details are complicated, but the signal required Hades to take effect. Delete Hades from any backup you reboot, and Gaia's safe. Now stop wasting time. Go get a backup.
All right. I'll search the facility for a Gaia backup. But just to be clear, Silence, if this ends up being another one of your tricks...
It's a gene-locked hatch, Aloy. You're literally the only person who can open it. How could I set a trap inside?
Trick me again, Silence, and our next conversation will be face-to-face. Though you won't have much to say, on account of my spear being buried in your throat.
Aloy, thanks to me, everything you've desired, everything you've been fumbling about, unable to achieve for 6 months, is now within your grasp. Now, I know you didn't learn much about manners growing up a Nora outcast. But in a situation like this, you say, thank you, and I say, you're welcome.
Okay, we're going to go into that chamber in the next episode.
Yeah, that's fine. Because that's a lot to kind of uncover anyway.
Yeah, and there's a lot of more story, too, coming up.
Yeah, so real quick note. They said that this version of Earth, or the Biosphere, was version 5. And there was 3 times that Gaia tried to make it, and then Hades was activated to destroy it. And I'm assuming 5 because version 1 was the original one. Pharaoh Robots destroyed it. 1, 2, 3. And then 5 was the, or 1, 2, sorry. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, that makes 4 total.
What are you waiting
1
for?
plus 3. Shh, silent, I'm talking.
Yeah.
And then 5 would be the one that it had or whatever.
right
Yeah.
now.
And actually also thinking like, they're like, you can purge the backups of Gaia and you don't need them. And I believe that's correct because Hades, yeah, purged the backups of Hades and the things because he was only designed or needed to destroy life if the Biosphere stopped working. It's working, it's just slowly being degraded based on the other AIs that are slowly tearing it apart. But it's fine if they stop doing that. So anyway, yeah, but we can, you can go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next
By all means,
episode.
take your time.